thought perhaps it would be okay if I read a little of Hank Zipser to you. Would you like that? Let me just say that the newest Hank Zipser, the 15th novel, comes out November 26th. I personally think it is a great Christmas gift, but inexpensive, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, I got a D in salami. There's a spelling test. He has to spell all his words correctly, and then Hank doesn't have to do homework that weekend. He studies his words. He knows his words. It is the next morning. It is the spelling test. Miss Adolph must have called my name, but I was concentrating so hard I didn't hear her at first. And all of a sudden, I saw her standing over me. The entire class was staring at me. Every eye was burning into my skin. "Daydreaming, are we?" Miss Adolph asked. "No," I answered. "I was just practicing my words. I guess I can't spell and hear at the same time." The kids cracked up. I had to smile. There it was, the old Zipser attitude. I still had it. I mean, I didn't mean to be funny, but it sure felt good that the kids enjoyed my answer. The feeling didn't last long, however. "Come with me, young man," Miss Adolph commanded, and I walked up to the front of the room. I turned around, I faced the class, and as I looked down at all the faces, my ears stopped working for real. It was as if everything was moving in slow motion. I looked over at Miss Adolph, I saw her lips move, but I couldn't hear a thing. Miss Adolph repeated the word, rhythm. I read her lips. "Come on, Hank," I said to myself, "you know this word." My body started working again. "Rhythm," I said. R-H-Y-T-H-M, rhythm. Without realizing it, I high-fived myself. The class laughed again. "Quiet, this is not a laughing matter," Miss Adolph reminded them. "All right, Mr. Comedian, try receive." R-E-C. I paused. So far, so good. And then my mind went totally blank. R-E-C, what? I know there's an E, I know there's an I. What comes first? What's the rule? Oh no, what's the word? I forgot the word. What word was I spelling? How could I be so stupid? Breathe, I said to myself. I am breathing, I'm just not remembering. "Well, Henry, there's more to the word receive than R-E-C, Miss Adolph said. "Oh, thank goodness. Now at least I know the word." "I know this, don't tell me." "Trust me, I won't." R-E-C-I-E-V-E, receive. "Oh, please, please let that be right." "I thought you said you knew it," she said. "Well, I thought I did." "I'll give you one more chance. Try neighbor." "Do I have to?" "Try it now." "Neighbor," I said. "Neighbor. N-A." Where did it go? Last night I knew every one of these words forwards and backwards. This morning I lost them. From the time I left my apartment until the time I arrived in class, they must have fallen out of my head. Maybe I lost them on the street, or in the hallway, or in the stairwell coming up to the classroom. And then I started to hit my forehead. Maybe I could shake them loose. "What are you doing, Henry?" Miss Adolph asked. "Well, see, I think that the words are holding on to the inside of my brain. I'm trying to knock them into my mouth." Now, does anybody have any question? Anybody have a question? Anybody? No. There were no questions. Okay. Do you have a question? Hold it. Let me get over there. What is your name, sir?
Why did you write so many Henry Winkler books?
Why did I write so many Henry Winkler books? Because I was lucky enough that kids like them enough to read them. I got a letter from a little boy in Missouri who said, "I laughed so hard my funny bone fell out of my body." And that was one of the greatest letters I ever got. I got a letter from a little girl in Connecticut who said, I can't spell, Hank can't spell, I could be a writer. And I wrote back and I said, you know what, I can't wait to read the book you write. That's why. What is your name, sir?
Ben.
Hi, Ben.
What is hard about dyslexia and what was easy about dyslexia?
Ooh, that's a great question, Ben. What was hard? In the beginning, I didn't know I had dyslexia. When I was growing up, no one knew that there was such a thing as a learning challenge. So I just thought that I was stupid and I wanted so badly to do well in school. And I just couldn't, you know? So I wanted to take that dyslexia out of my brain and throw it in the garbage can. I wanted to just clear it out of my brain. As I got older, I realized that maybe I would not have achieved everything that I achieved in my life if I didn't have my dyslexia. Maybe my dyslexia and the battle and the struggle that I do every day with it made me achieve as much as I did. So now, I love my dyslexia.
Landon.
Hi, Landon. What's your question?
Did you really ride a motorcycle in the thing?
Okay, here it is. This is the truth. I, as a short Jew, do not ride motorcycles. I rode a motorcycle twice. The first time was on the set, inside on a soundstage on Paramount Studios. And I had to go 3 feet. Because of my dyslexia, I could not figure out the thing and the boom and the bim and the thing, and you gotta move it and you gotta hit the foot and the thing. And I went so fast, I smashed into the sound truck. I nearly killed the director of photography. I put the bike down, slid under the truck, and they came rushing up to